Good morning, my name is Frédéric Vieux. I run the first Technopole in France dedicated on environmental issue, and we are located in Aix-en-Provence city. I'm very proud to be the moderator and to welcome you to this meeting named Clean Technology and Sustainable Mobility, organized as a part of the delegation of South region at Vivatech Technology. I'm also the director of a business innovation center dedicated on clean technology. And our job is to help innovative companies to create new technology to take care of our planet and to protect the environment. Our Technopole welcome and work with a little more than 100 companies and around 400 researchers. And to conclude, I'd like to say that in 2019, the Technopole were ranked 4th among environmental Technopole worldwide. So now let me introduce our roundtable meeting. You know, South region is one of the first smart regions in Europe. For example, in the last 4 years, the startups of the South region have won more than 30 awards at CES International in Las Vegas, and it's a world record. A large part of these awards are coming from clean technology startups. And to start this meeting, I would like to let our experts present themselves and introduce their activities. So, Mr. Bartz, first of all.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm Olivier Bartz. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Green System Automotives. I'm very proud to present our project. Our commitment is very simple. We decide with my teammate Olivier to reduce now the ecological footprint of the powered two-wheelers. To do that, we are very proud to present the first biofuel conversion device, flex fuel technology, specifically designed for the powered two-wheelers. It allows you to convert and transform your vehicles as a real flex fuel vehicles. Doing that, we are using biofuel instead of conventional fuel, and you can reduce your ecological footprint by more than 50% less of CO2 emission. Our product can be fitted on every type of four-stroke thermic engine, such as motorbikes, of course, but C-scooters, snow scooters, quad, and powerboats. And don't forget, with Green System Automotives, you ride green, you ride clean.
Thank you very much, Olivier. So, Adi, you're here? Mr. Moussavi?
Hello, hi, I'm Hadi Moussavi. I joined the Cleantech two years ago. I'm the founder of ChargePoly. Our goal is to contribute and accelerate the adoption of electric mobility. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about what we do. The picture here you see is a vision of the city of the future. We can see drones, cable cars, e-bikes, and of course, electric vehicles. This mobility of tomorrow is clean and electric. But the reason that the electric mobility hasn't been enough developed in the past years is due to the limitations of the batteries and the energy storage. The industry has made massive improvements to increase the range of the lithium battery and reduce this cost. And buying an electric vehicle is not really a big burden today. The next step is to develop an efficient charging infrastructure to adapt electric vehicles to all use cases. Indeed, with the slow and normal charging, in short, you can charge your car between 4 hours and 20 hours. It can be sufficient for some cases, but we need to go further. Fast charging, that's to say charging the vehicle in less than 30 minutes, is actually necessary for other applications such as urban transit, let's say buses, taxis, or car sharing, and also logistics and last mile. And of course, for citizens who don't have any parking at their homes. The main challenge that we need to address now relates to the investment of the fast charging stations. That relates to the grid connection, power availability, and the cost of the equipment itself. At ChargePoly, we believe actually the most efficient way to deploy a fast charging network is to densify charging points. within central hubs in the city. By gathering several charging points, actually, we make it possible for cost and power optimizations. We've made a deep analysis of pains and gains, and in short, the main takeaways are that there is a significant room for optimizing the hardware to make it cheaper on one hand, and lots of intelligence to be used to make power distribution leaner on the other hand. To give you some examples of our innovations, in terms of hardware architecture first, for the same charging station, we have physically split into two different functions, the user interface and the power unit. As regards software, today conventional hubs divide available power between cars, so the average speed is reduced and the service is deteriorated. This is called load balancing. We at ChargePoly bet more on load planning, that's to say giving full power to the cars one after the other by predefining a priority list to meet specific demands. Today, after 2 years of R&D, we are introducing now our products into the market. We have developed our own algorithm and software, and we are subcontracting the manufacturing of the equipment to specialized partners. Our products are made in France, and I would, to be frank, I would say made in Provence with our industrial partners, and we aim to sell it in Europe. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Adi. Mr. Thierry de Boisvilliers, please.
Well, I am Thierry de Boisvilliers, the CEO and co-founder of Maca. Maca is a young startup, French startup, which joined Cleantech a few months ago. We are focusing on aerial mobility, and Maca is developing a flying Formula One powered by hydrogen. This is the future for sure. And our ambition is to take benefit of less regulated race environment to boost green aerial mobility technology. We intend to boost this technology through this race environment. Our second main objective is to boost social acceptability of flying cars by proposing a new concept of race, integrating high technology and virtual reality. We want to mix all kinds of technologies to make a spectacle around this new concept of race. Our main technological axis is to develop an hydrogen-powered vehicle. We want to make the step to future green air mobility. This is important today. And we also are working on new avionics, improved propellers, detection avoidance, to make this vehicle very easy to fly and very safe to fly. We had a very large visibility during the last CES, and it's very important for us to push our vision worldwide and to make this future green flying cars racing a reality in the future. We all have a strong experience in aviation operations, in aviation industry, and we are all passionate and excited to write this new page of aeronautics.
Thank you, Thierry. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Héloïse Delcini.
Hello, everyone, and nice to be with you today. So, I'm Héloïse Delcini, and I'm working at Cap Energy as International and European Projects Manager. Among them, the EnerNetMod project deals with the interregional electromobility networks for intermodal and interurban low-carbon transport system, and is funded by the European Commission. So our mission at Cap Energy as a competitiveness cluster is to support the emergence of projects, helping projects promoters to develop their ideas, connect partners, and search funding. We provide our expertise in the field of low carbon technology, in particular the production of CO2-free energy efficiency, and the decarbonation of energy uses, including transport and mobility. Indeed, innovation is collective. We need to co-construct projects with all stakeholders. And we offer connection with our entire ecosystem, which is made up of SMEs, startups, large companies, but also laboratories and public entities. As a competitiveness cluster, Cap Energy is recognized to deliver a specific label to the most innovative and mature projects. Related to the mobility sector, Cap Energy has already labeled more than 40 promising projects led by various players involved in the transport and mobility sector, from which some of our speakers today. My final words is, since 4 years, we have been organizing the European Energy for Smart Mobility Forum in Marseille. Next edition is scheduled on October 6th, 7th, 2021, and we will be happy to see you there as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Delcini, and thank you, gentlemen, for your presentation. To introduce the debate, a few words to talk about clean technology sectors. Clean technology is a terminology which means clean and safe technology for the protection of humanity and our environment. According to France Invest Barometer, in 2009, 134 million euros was invested in France in clean technologies companies. In 2020, this investment was 1.2 billion euros. The clean technology sector is made of 8 subsectors: energies, sustainable building, natural risk management, green chemistry, green IT, agri-technology, pollution, and of course, mobility. So clean technology and mobility in south of region is the name of our short talk. And to begin, I would like to discuss about actual ecological solution to allow fleets of cars and motorcycles to run cleaner. So Mr. Bartz, the stage is yours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Fred. The ecological transition is our way. I think Adi, Thierry, and myself, we have different propositions, but we have the same goal. The aim is to reduce our ecological footprint. But replacing all the thermic engine with electric engine will take a long time. We have to go there, but we have to find solution by now to reduce the ecological footprint of the fleets of vehicles which are already running on our streets. For example, 100% thermal mobility is finished. Of course, we can't now run our vehicles with carbon gas, with conventional gas. But the rise of the biofuel is one of the solutions we can adopt in order to go to the future of the mobility. Future of the mobility will be certainly 100% electric, but not for all the issues. I think Adi, Thierry, and myself, we are not competitors. We found solution to make more sustainable the vehicles we are running now and the fleets we are about to adopt in many, many years. So from a point of view, there are many different solutions such as electric engine, hybrid engine, biofuel powered engine to run the future of the green mobility. I think there are not only one solution, there are several solutions. And for example, Charge Poly, Macan, and Green System Automotive are samples of the different way to go to the same goal, to go to the same commitment, to go to the same future is the green mobility. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you very much, Olivier. As a continuation of your speech, I would like to discuss about electric vehicles and especially the issue of their recharging. And that's why I would like to give the floor to Adi Moussavi. Adi.
Thank you, Frederic. Hello, everyone. I'm Adi Moussavi. I'm the CEO and founder of Charge Poly. We are a team of engineers, hardware and software engineers. our objective to contribute to the adoption of electric vehicles, we develop intelligent and fast charging stations, infrastructure. Our technology is based on the mutualization of the hardware to make it cheaper, and to the use of mobility and energy data to make the power distribution to the electric vehicles more efficient and optimized. Depicting, you can observe here is a vision of the city of the future. We can see drones, cable cars, e-bikes, and of course, electric vehicles. The mobility of tomorrow is clean and electric. The reason that the electric mobility hasn't been enough developed in the past years is due to the limitations of the batteries and the energy storage. The industry has made massive improvements to increase the range of the lithium battery and to reduce its cost. Today, buying an electric vehicle is not really a burden. The next step is to develop an efficient charging infrastructure to adapt electric vehicles to all uses, especially in the cities. Indeed, with slow and normal charging, that's to say charging a vehicle within 4 hours up to 20 hours, it is sufficient for some cases, but we need to go further. Fast charging, that's to say charging the vehicle in less than 30 minutes, is actually necessary for other applications such as urban transit, buses, taxis, and car sharing, but also for logistics and last mile, and of course for citizens who do not have any parking at their homes. The main challenge that we need to address now relates to the investment of the fast charging stations. Grid connection, power availability are the problems, and the cost of the equipment itself is also a problem to be solved. At ChargePoly, we believe the most efficient way to deploy a fast charging network is to densify charging points within the same hub in the city. By gathering several charging points, we can make it possible for cost and power optimizations. We have made a deep analysis of pains and gains, and in short, the main takeaways are that there are a significant room for optimizing the hardware to make it cheaper on one hand, and lots of intelligence to be used to make power distribution leaner on the other hand. To give you some examples of our innovations, we have developed in terms of hardware architecture a special system in which the same charging system has been split into two, physically speaking. One function consists in the user interface, which needs to be in front of the car. And the second function is the power unit itself that can be remotely installed on the parking. That makes lots of savings in terms of cost of the power electronics, but also saving in terms of the footprint of the station. As regards software, today conventional hubs divide available power between connected cars, so the average speed is reduced and the service deteriorated. That is called load balancing. We at ChargePoly bet more on load planning, that's to say giving full power to the cars, one after the other by predefining a priority list to meet specific demands. Today, after 2 years of research and development, we are introducing our products into the market. We have developed our own algorithm and software and contracted with industrialists, specialized partners to manufacture our equipment. Today, I'm happy to say that our equipment is made in France and even made in Provence with specialists, and we are ready to sell them to Europe.
Thank you very much, Adi, for this point of view. Thank you. Now let's dream and talk about mobility by the air. Thierry de Boisvilliers, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Frédéric. First, why are we talking more and more about aerial mobility today? Just because population is growing fast, and with globalization, we see a huge increase of mobility of people and goods. mobility is something key for commercial exchanges and business development. But today, roads are saturated, we are losing time and money in traffic jams, and pollution is growing fast also. So it's mandatory today to invent a new mobility, something fast and green, and using third dimension is a solution. For air mobility, we shall consider two different kinds of mobility. The first one is the long distance aerial mobility, which is dedicated to connect countries and regions. This mobility will use airplanes, integrating new technologies to reduce environmental impact. Many industries are investigating hydrogen solutions for airliners. We know that flying an airliner with hydrogen has been done in 1988 by Russians, so there are solutions for that. And we shall consider a short distance mobility for urban and peri-urban mobility, also integrating green technologies. And we are at MACA working on this kind of mobility. And for that, vertical takeoff and landing is the only acceptable solution in cities and peri-urban mobility. We see that new technologies are appearing. With the drones technology, which started a few years ago, many different equipments have been developed. Flight controllers, electric engines, and now with the development of those technologies, we can fit those systems on much bigger aircraft for vertical takeoff and landing solutions. And we see today acceptable solutions appearing, which could be used in the close future. But this new air mobility requires a strong ecosystem. This is very important because if we want in the future to start operations in cities, we shall have solutions which are safe, and really safety is something which is driven by aerial usage. So the ecosystem consists in different bricks. The first one is the vehicles, which are under development. Facilities are something keys to develop the usage of those vehicles. Platforms shall be prepared, equipped, certified. Energy shall be available. We are talking about electricity or other energy vectors like hydrogen. Operations shall be prepared with procedures, regulations, maintenance, data management. Those vehicles shall be integrated in the airspace to ensure a high level of safety, and this is very important because when in the sky you will have many vehicles flying among aircraft, this is absolutely key. And there is a last point, a last brick we shall focus on is the social acceptance of this new kind of vehicles. So many companies are working on all those bricks to make possible this new mobility in the future. Now, if we focus on new solutions, we can see today that there are several new aircraft using different technologies which are appearing in the world. There are more than 200 startups developing different solutions and architecture. They are all pioneers, and this is absolutely necessary to boost the technology, just like aviation or automotive in the 19th century. And most solutions today are battery-oriented, offering today low endurance, dedicating solutions to urban mobility. Those solutions are today able to transport up to 4 people from a building to another building inside the city. Only few companies are considering other energy vectors, Our company Maca is the first company to bet on hydrogen on an eVTOL, electric vertical and takeoff and landing, which is relevant to gain acceptable endurance and to consider a new market, which is a peri-urban mobility. Of course, hydrogen will be the solution to fly green in the future. All those solutions are complementary, of course, and we are all the companies which are working on those solutions and bricks are facing technical issues, of course, but technology is improving fast, and day by day we find new solutions. As a conclusion, we are in a revolution of air mobility. Technology is evolving fast and is offering many solutions that must be matured. The ecosystem settles up, and we are all working as pioneers to make this new air mobility a reality in a close future.
Thank you very much, Thierry, for the presentation of the future. And last but not least, I would like to give the floor to Héloïse Delcini. Héloïse, please open the debate and talk about new challenges and new technology in mobility market.
If we look backwards in the last 50 years, actually we observe that most of the innovative solutions on the market have been developed in the last, let's say, 10 years. And this will continue to accelerate. It is due in particular, as you said it, to citizen awareness on environmental issues, the efforts and the needs to face climate change, and the adoption of new ways of mobility, such as shared mobility initiatives. And this is also enabled by digital technologies, which lead to platforms like we know well, BlaBlaCar, Waze, etc. In the South region, transport still accounts for 32% of greenhouse gas emissions. It is equivalent to 15 million tons of CO2 per year. In the meantime, currently we have more than 3,700 electric vehicles in circulation at national level and more than 33,000 charging points, which means it represents almost one charging point for 11 electric vehicles. With an objective to reach 100,000 charging points open to the public by the end of this year, 2021, there is room for market players. Of course, if we assume that we can reach this target, and it's probably a bit ambitious. At the same time, battery prices are falling. The price of batteries is dropping by around 20% per year, and automakers no longer dispute the importance of having an electric fleet. Their price will drop below $100 per kilowatt hour within a few years. And on top of that, at Cap Energy, we are convinced that zinc air batteries, but also sodium ion, lithium sulfur, or even lithium air and solid state batteries will replace lithium ion technology. Between 2010 and 2018, the demand for batteries increased by 30%, reaching a volume of 180 gigawatt hour in 2018. And a growth of 25% per year is expected until 2030. Among the innovations, I need to highlight the increasing role of data. In the South region, we already developed smart charging with intelligent management, allowing pooling of resources, like Adi from Charge Poly introduced today. We have also vehicle to grid, which allow a vehicle to be loaded or unloaded according to according to users' needs and the needs of the local network, and mobility coupling with renewable energies. Let us mention the Avenir project, which involves many players, among which Enedis as coordinator, Renault, and the University of Aix-Marseille, Provence. It's the first case of data collection to better understand uses and integrate renewable energies. In total, we count at least 10 smart electric mobility projects and 3 intermodal projects, notably within the framework of the large-scale smart grids program called FlexGrid. After years of demonstrators, ports, airports, and train stations of the region are all engaged in the deployment of smart mobility projects. And we talk about deployment and not demonstration anymore. Frédéric, I take the opportunity to continue related to technology. Of course, the next step is also related to the deployment of self-driving cars. And we cannot forget the important place given to green hydrogen. It was one of the strong announcements of the recovery plan in France, with 7 billion euros by 2030, and of which 2 billion to be invested by next year, by 2022. The hydrogen is being developed in all areas, as you said as well, heavy transport, rail, maritime. And the real challenge now is the massification of production of green or blue hydrogen. And Cap Energy is supporting several hydrogen mobility at road or maritime level in the region of Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur. I would like to say a few names of major projects like HyNova, HySeas, Validate, Cassiope, and HyMed. The South region has a chance to rely on major industrial players like ENGIE, Air Liquide, GRT Gas, and to have one of the major industrial ports with Marseille-Fos, which is well connected to other logistic modes and freight connections. Also, technologies of power to gas are demonstrated in the so-called Jupiter 1000 project, and available storage capacities of hydrogen in salt caverns in the city of Manosque will allow to store and distribute large amounts of hydrogen produced from local renewable energy. And finally, I will conclude on that, as Thierry before me, a few words on the air transport area, from Airbus to Larry Page from Google and to Maca. Support for the development of electric aircraft and hydrogen aircraft is real. The first electric planes should have a range of around 1,600 kilometers and are scheduled for 2030. Airbus is targeting the hydrogen aircraft as well by 2035. So it's really tomorrow, and we are happy to work with you all on this innovative technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eloise, for this comprehensive presentation. Thanks all. It's time for me to conclude this meeting. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Ms. Delcini, for your participation. We hope this presentation show you the quality of projects developed in the South region in France. Don't hesitate to come and meet us on our regional delegation. And thank you very much and see you soon. Bye-bye.